Hey, what's up? Welcome to Fathering Our Future. I'm Anthony Vandegrift, and I'm certainly not the perfect dad, but every day, just like you, I am trying to be better. If you don't know, but if you've listened to this podcast and you subscribe to it, which you should for any amount of time, you should know that I have 4 kids, and 3 of those are beautiful little princesses. I have 3 daughters, and as a father, I think the proclivity is to focus on the son, because we can see ourselves so much more in our sons than we can in our daughters. They're males. They remind us of ourselves, and we want to invest in them, and we want to make sure that they know that we're proud of them and all of these other things. But a lot of the attention and the focus that we mentally have for our sons, I think we should also have for our daughters. And a while back, I did an interview with Dr. Meg Meeker, and we focused on this. I want to re-emphasize this idea today. And I also want to validate and prove this to you by reading a letter from a very, very old woman who passed away, who, as she reflected on her life, made it clear that there was always a desire in her heart for her father. I want to break in real quick and let you know how much I appreciate you listening to the podcast. My prayer is that I can be a help and a blessing to you on your fatherhood journey. So if you're not already subscribed to the podcast, go ahead and subscribe. And if at any point you have questions, please feel free to reach out to me via email at fatheringourfuture@gmail.com. And if you want other good content, you can go to the website, check out the blog, and other free resources. Thank you again for listening. Be blessed. Do you remember when you became a dad and all of a sudden those New Balances just hit differently? There's something about fatherhood that impacts your wardrobe, and I'm happy to share that I can help you with that now. Fathering Our Future now has merch. We have sweatshirts and hats and other pieces of clothing that you will enjoy sporting as a father. Just go to fatheringourfuture.com, select merch, or click the link in the description of this episode and get you something that you will enjoy and be proud to wear as a dad. Dad, I want you to know I care about you and I am on your side. So I have a free gift for you. I've put together a 7-day devotional, extracted from my devotional, Following Our Father, to help you realign your identity as a dad, to be the dad that God has called you to be and that your children need you to be. Simply click the link in the description below and get your free 7-day devotional. Well, if you missed the interview with Dr. Meg Meeker, I would highly recommend that you go back and listen to it, not because I was great, and I will explain this to you, but because she was great. And I will say this, Dr. Meg Meeker is a very kind Christian woman who allows the fruit of the Spirit to blossom in her life. So I had a lot of issues with that interview, not because of her, but because of the technology that I use to conduct remote interviews. If you want to start a podcast and you want to do remote interviews, I still recommend the software that I use. I use Riverside. You can find it by going to riverside.fm. I will have a link in the description of this episode if you want to check it out. If you're interested in doing remote interviews, it's a great substitute for things like Zoom or other platforms where you can even do coaching or big conference calls. You can record and you get beautiful quality. The way that it works is it uploads everything to the cloud, but it locally records everything on each device that's being used. So I don't get glitchy footage after I'm done with the interview. If it glitches out while we're having the conversation, it's because we're currently using the internet in order to have that conversation. But the end result is what is locally recorded on the device that doesn't need internet to do that. And then that is uploaded to the cloud. So it's beautiful because I get crystal clear footage every time, except for this time. Thankfully, Dr. Meeker's footage was pristine. Mine, however, was unusable. So I had to deal with not only dropping out of that live interview with her 2 or 3 times, and she was so patient and so caring and loving in a sense to endure the tragedy of that interview. But I had to go back and I had to re-record all of my interjections and all of my questions. So if it feels a little bit choppy, well, that's why. But what she had to say was great. And so I still highly recommend that you go and you listen to that interview with Dr. Meg Meeker. But I wanted to reinforce some things, again, from what I said in the intro of this episode. I don't think that naturally we put the attention on our daughters that we should. And for everyone, this might differ. I know I've heard some people say that it was more of a challenge with their sons, and with their daughters, they were the ones that they wanted to cling to. Everyone is nuanced a bit. We're all different, and that's totally great. But I think overall, as men, as dads, we want to raise our sons a particular way. We have a focus, we have an emphasis, we think of ourselves, we think of our failures, and we think this is an opportunity for us to help this boy grow into a man that we wish we could have been. And so we put a focus there that also needs to be put onto our daughters, because our daughters need us, but they also want us. And this is what I want to make sure that you get today. Quickly, though, I want to reinforce some of the main points that were covered in my interview with Dr. Meg Meeker. If you don't think you have time to go back and listen to that interview, which I suggest that you make time, I'm going to give you the 4 big takeaways from that conversation. 4 things that we as fathers need to focus on with our daughters. The first one is affection. This was a big one for Dr. Meeker. We need to show our daughters affection. We need to hug them. We need to pat them on the back, rub their back. We need to give them a kiss on the cheek, kiss on the forehead. It's your daughter. You should be able to kiss her on the lips and it not be that big of a deal. It's your little princess, your little angel. That ought to be easy. I can see the challenges with your son, but with your daughter, it ought to be different. I remember seeing my mom, full grown adult, her and her dad, always kissed on the lips. That's just how they did it. And it wasn't weird for me, and it's not going to be weird for me with my girls. And if it's weird for you, work your way up to it. And if you never get there, no shame. But I will say this. If you're younger, like me, with younger kids, start implementing these things now. Be affectionate toward your daughters. Let them know that you love them through physical touch. If your daughters are older and this is something that you neglected, this is something that you didn't focus on, I would highly recommend that you sit down with them and honestly say, I probably could have done some things differently. I probably could have done some things better. And I realize that I may have been distanced from you when it comes to things like affection. And it might be awkward to just jump into it right now, but I want you to know that I want to try. I want you to know that I want to be more affectionate toward you. So if you're open to hugs when we see each other and when we say goodbye, I'd like to start there. If you're open to a side hug, if you're open to me putting my arm around you when we sit next to each other, if you're open to a kiss, whatever you're open to, can we start there? And can we build from that and grow from that? Have that conversation. Because your daughters want affection from you. Even if you didn't give it, there is still, I promise you, there is still a desire in their heart to receive affection from you. The other thing was attention. Our kids, all of our kids, but especially our daughters too, want our attention. They want our focus. One of the big things that was reinforced here at the end of my conversation with Dr. Meeker was putting your devices down. It doesn't matter what we're doing. This was part that was cut out, I think, from what I had to add on to what she said. But there have been times that I've caught myself doing good things on my phone, like reading through the Bible, like having a thought and then going through and reading the scriptures. But I'm in the presence of my children on my phone, and they don't know what I'm doing. All they know is that I'm on my phone and I don't have my attention on them. So maybe the best way forward here is to make a quick note and then put the phone down, or to say, kids, I need to make a quick note on my phone and I'm coming right back to you. Or kids, can I please read this real quick? And then I'm coming right back. Just to let them know, I'm not ignoring you and I'm not choosing my phone over you. My attention is on you, but I need to do something real quick. I think that's a wise way forward for us because technology has this ability to create this addiction, to create this mindless, brainless scroll. And we have got to be aware of that as fathers because our kids notice when we are on our devices and we do not have our attention and our focus on them. So affection, attention, and then there was affirmation. You've got to build your kids up. You've got to encourage them, especially your daughters. They need that from you. They don't just need that from their mother. They don't just need the example of their mother. They also need it from you as their dad. So speak life to them. Let them know that you believe in them. Let them know that they can do things. Let them know that they are capable. Let them know that you're on their side and that you've seen them grow and that you know what they are capable of and you are confident in them as a person. Affirm your children. And then the last one was acceptance. Let them know that they are loved unconditionally by you, that they're accepted not because of the things that they do, whether they have successes or failures, but simply because of the fact that they belong to you, that they are always accepted by you. Make sure they know. Make sure they know that they are accepted by you unconditionally. So again, please go check out that interview with Dr. Meg Meeker. I gave you a very, very brief treetop version. She had much more to say that was good for dads to hear, some vital and crucial information for dads to hear as well. But I want to get to this letter. Hey, if you're a new dad or choosing to embark on a fresh start as a father, I have a gift for you. I wrote a book a while back called Cut the Crap, Direct Tips for Becoming a Dad. I don't teach you how to change a diaper. That one's totally on you. But I do talk about 5 elements that you need to focus on as a dad if you want to be the dad your children need you to be. Now, this is completely free. It is yours. There's no strings attached. The only thing that I'd like you to consider is if the book brings value to you as a father, make a contribution by going to fatheringourfuture.com/support. But you don't have to. Again, it is a free gift from me to you. The link is in the description after the end of the episode. Click it, get your copy, and I pray that it helps you. Everyone has an opinion on fatherhood, but there's only one place that we should actually look, and that's to God, our Father. That's why I wrote Following Our Father, a devotional for dads. In this, I cover 30 qualities and attributes of our Father in heaven that help us better understand our identity as dads. Each devotional is followed up with a daily step so that we can take the principles of our Father and immediately apply them to our own lives. This is a tool and a resource in your hands that will bless you. Click the link in the description and get yourself a copy of Following Our Father today. My wife's grandmother passed away. She was 94, 95 years old, and she wrote a lot. She journaled a lot, and she kept a lot of things that even her mother had written 100 years ago. And they had different pieces that she had written, letters, testimonies, entries from journals, kind of scattered all over the place. And it was neat to go through and to read these things and to kind of get insight into her life. There was one particular letter that I stopped and read, and it caught my attention. And this is what I want to read to you today, because here she was, nearly 100 years old, and there was still this desire in her heart for her father. Let me just read you the letter. My family moved from Indiana to Canada. As the youngest, I spent most of my time with Mother. She was gentle and loving and lived her faith in the Lord. Dad was strict and stern, and I longed for his approval and love, but never felt I measured up. We attended Sunday school and church regularly. The Bible stories my teacher and mother told me of Jesus' love, acceptance, and sacrifice filled the emptiness I felt. I accepted Jesus as my personal Savior and was baptized at Easter at the age of 11. I was given a rosebud as a symbol of new life in Jesus. His love and forgiveness from sin was there all the time. He loved me unconditionally and forgave me even when I failed. Moving back to Indiana at 14 was a difficult adjustment. Mother's health was poor, so she had to rest every afternoon. I would sit with her, read the Bible to her, and we'd talk. At 16, I graduated high school and went to work full-time the next day. Mother died that year. Dad became more withdrawn. Most of the care of the household chores were left for me to take care of. When Frank and I married, I found in him love, gentleness, and strength. Through hard times, we were committed to each other and to the promise of Philippians 4:13. God's grace has helped me know He feels my pain and loss of Frank, and though lonely, I'm never alone. This was a testimony that she wrote later in her life and shared with, I believe, her church at the time. But I read through this and was just struck by the fact that she loved her mother. Her mother was all of these great things that she desired to become. But she also includes her father. Even though strict and stern, she desired him. She longed for his approval and his love, but never felt like she measured up to it. And that's what created the emptiness. She speaks of this emptiness that's filled when she hears the stories of Jesus and his love and his acceptance and his sacrifice. And then at 16, when her mother dies, her dad becomes even more withdrawn. He's even harder to reach, more distant than he was the years before. Her husband, Frank, became this filler of what she longed for in her father. And it's a blessing that he was able to be that, because oftentimes that's not how that works. A lot of times what happens is daughters grow up and they end up marrying someone who treats them in the same way that their father treats them or treated them. And she was blessed that that was not her circumstance. But it resonated with me that after all of these decades of life, her father is still this prominent piece of her testimony. That as she reflects on her life, even though he was strict, even though he was stern, even though she never measured up, even though he was withdrawn from her, even though she never got from her father what she desired, the desire was still there. And that's what I want you to know. Your daughter or daughters, they want you. Yes, they need you, but they want you. They have a desire in their heart for you. Don't leave them wanting. Don't make them feel like they don't measure up, that they're not qualified to receive your love and your attention, to get affection from you. I know you want to look at your son and you want to watch what he does and you want to support what he does, and you want that day to come where you can genuinely say, "Son, I'm proud of you." Don't neglect that day for your daughter as well, because she also wants to know that you're proud of her. She also wants to know that you love her. She wants to know that she's accepted by you, that she has your approval, that she has your blessing. Daughters want that from their dads. So that's what I want you to know. It's up to you to decide what to do about it. It's up to you to determine how you will respond and how you will act to the information of my daughter wants me. She genuinely wants me. There's a desire in her heart for me, even though I've been strict, stern, even though I've been withdrawn, even though I've been all of these things that ought to push her away, she still keeps coming back because she just wants her dad. You get to make the decision on how you respond to that. So I encourage you, if you have been that way, change. And if you've not been that way, don't ever be that way. Know that your daughters love you and they have a desire for you. And if that desire is never met, it creates an emptiness that cannot truly be filled by anything else. So, I just want you to know that it's not just your sons who need you. It's not just your sons who want you. It's your daughters too. Let's pray. Jesus, we thank you. We thank you for your goodness to us. We thank you for testimonies that give us insight into life, that give us different perspectives than those that we typically hold. God, I thank you for this letter from my wife's grandmother, where she opens up, where she's candid about life and struggles and feelings and emotions. God, I pray that this letter would ignite a flame in the hearts of dads, that we would realize that we don't just need to focus on our sons if we've got sons and daughters. We don't just need to be proud of them, but our daughters desire that from us too. They need our attention, our affection, our affirmation, our acceptance. They need to hear the words, "Daughter, I'm proud of you." They need to feel loved by us. God, I pray for every man, for every father who has daughters. I pray that you would soften our hearts, that you would renew our minds, so that we would give the attention and the love and the acceptance to our daughters that they desire from us. Help us, God, to be faithful in this journey that we call fatherhood, and to be the dads that our daughters need. In Jesus' name, amen. Well, I hope that this inspires you, because as I read it, it inspired me. And I hope that you'll take this and you'll do something about it, especially if you have daughters, because they need to know that you're proud. They live, in a sense, to measure up to your expectation and to your wants and to your desires for them. Don't make them feel like they've let you down. Don't make them feel like they have failed you. But I do realize that this journey called fatherhood is not the easiest thing in the world to do, and that's probably why it is one of the most beautiful things that we get to do as men. I want you to know that if you need help at any point, you can always reach out to me, fatheringourfuture@gmail.com, and I will be swift to help you the best that I can. But for now, I want to thank you for being a part of this. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do that. If you haven't left a review, go ahead and do that. If you haven't supported in any way you can, go ahead and do that. All the links are in the description of this episode. But thank you again for being with me. This is Fathering Our Future. I'm Anthony Vandegrift, and I hope you'll join me next time. Hey, one more time, I want to thank you for listening to Fathering Our Future. If you're not subscribed to the podcast, please do so wherever you listen, and consider leaving a nice review, because I would appreciate that. But if you're not connected to Fathering Our Future on social media, you can find it on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and there you're going to get some additional content on a more regular basis that you don't always get here on the podcast. Now, the last thing that I would like to ask of you is that you would consider becoming a financial partner of Fathering Our Future, because dads make a difference, and dads are not disposable. Dads are vital, and they are essential, and they are needed. And the impact that dads make doesn't just reside in the home, but it has a ripple effect that goes to churches and communities and culture. And I'm inviting you to be a part of equipping and empowering and educating dads to be the dad that God has called them to be and that their children need them to be. You can become a financial partner with Fathering Our Future. It can be a one-time contribution, a monthly commitment, But by doing that, you play a direct role in impacting dads. You can check the link in the description below. You can pray about it. You can get on board. And I thank you in advance for becoming a part of fathering our future in a special and a dynamic way. God bless you.